Hello and welcome to the Change Gang podcast with me, your host, Laura Ordile. I'm here to help you hold on to your sanity and your soul as you move through big change. I'm here to guide you from frustration to flow in your life, bridging the practical and the woo, just for you. Let's go. Hey Change Gang, welcome to the week. I'm going to play a little bit of a sound here in just a second, and I want to see how many of you know what this is. So hang in there for just a second. Here we go. Okay, so how many of you, I would love to hear back from you, how many of you know what that is? I do. I remember it, and I might be telling you a few things right there, but one of the things is that yes, I'm over a certain age, and that yes, I'm actually a morning person. I guess it could have been for a very late night person too. That sound came along with a symbol of these lines on the screen of the TV that told you that the programming was off air. That actually was a thing. There was a thing where they didn't have anything on TV after a certain time at night and before a certain time in the morning. It's true. It's true. There were no reruns of Law and Order, no nothing to keep you busy, no infomercials. That sound and that picture with those stripes was what you got when you tuned in on those off hours. Now, as a little girl, I would wake up bright and early on Saturday morning and tiptoe into the living room to turn on the TV and watch and hear that and wait and hope and wait, and then I would wait some more. But I knew that what I wanted was coming. It would show up anytime now. We do that so often, right? We sit and wait and hope and wait and wish and wait. We know it will show up if we just have patience and wait. We're told so often that if we think positive, it's going to happen. Say your mantras and it will bring it all your way. Wish and all will be well. And then we wait. Now for me, as that little girl, I got what I wanted because eventually that tone in that picture would change. And then I got really excited and boom, up it popped on the screen. My cartoons, whatever cartoons, Looney Tunes were there. My life was as it should be. All was well in my world. And this scenario worked for me most of the time, for a bit anyway. And then I started to grow restless in the waiting. I started getting up and going and doing other things during that wait time. Much to my mom's just probably not happiness, I found leftover ice cream from the night before, or I got the Fruit Loops before my older sisters could. I learned that I could get more while I was waiting. If I just got up and I started doing something, if I got up from staring at that screen and did something, I would get more. I had my intention set. I was going to watch a cartoon. And now I knew that I could add even more to my life in the meantime if I put things in motion. Obviously, this is a really small example of how life works. But at about 5-6 years old, Fruit Loops and cartoons were a pretty huge deal in my life. So let's think about it in a bigger scheme of things, in our bigger lives. Are you sitting in front of that test pattern, waiting for things to change, waiting for what you want to show up? Or are you getting up and doing something in the meantime? Doing anything? I wasn't creating a new form of rocket science in my in-between time on those mornings, but I was bringing more joy into my life. At that time, it was Fruit Loops, or if I could manage, the ice cream. Little small steps of doing something I loved while waiting for that test pattern to change. And that changed my world. You can do the same thing with whatever it is you're waiting for in your life. You can keep things moving, the energy flowing, by simply doing a few small things, especially things that you love in life. Life cannot come to you if you are not willing to jump up and welcome it. That simple gesture of saying yes will rock your world. Yes. Yes, I'll go to the store today. Yes, I'll go to the job that I know I really would like to be different, and I'll do my very best. Yes, I'll show up today and get that energy moving. I'm not telling you that it's super easy or that it will be wonderful each and every day. There will be days when it may feel like you're trudging through the mud, not making any progress. And you'll think, now why should I keep going? Because if you keep going, it will change your life in ways you never actually thought of. Your cartoon will suddenly pop up on the screen and all will be right in the world. Quick thing here. Remember I said the cartoon will pop up. Not this particular episode of Bugs Bunny or that life won't matter if it's not the Roadrunner. Be open to what pops up on that screen because it will be just for you, meant for you, and it will make you smile. A great example of this happened years ago for me. And so then I'm going to share some of the numbers at that time, but the numbers would be really different right now. And I'll share a little progression on it. But at this point that this happened in my life, I happened to be following the works of a person I still follow and love, Jack Canfield. He's pretty incredible. An exercise he mentioned in one of his books caught my attention, and I thought, hey, I'll give that a try. Work for him, right? So it could probably, most likely, maybe it would work for me. It included making some affirmations, setting those intentions in life, and then continuing to do things, right? Continuing to move in your life. And so I made the affirmations. And an affirmation is simply a statement of something that you want to happen in your life in a quick, simple term. I wrote that I wanted to receive at that time $500,000, $500,000. And I read this affirmation every day, and I truly trusted that it could happen in my life, that my screen would change and something like this would pop up for me. Did I know how? Nope. Did I see a way? Nope. But I let it be something that I was open to receiving. I read my little card that I wrote out each day, and I went on with my daily life. I was moving through things, doing the things that needed to be done, living, and taking opportunities to expand, to let people into my lives in ways I hadn't before. I opened myself to caring and having compassion, basically to being that wonderful thing we all are, human. And through a course of events that are interesting and twisted and full of weird timing and forgiveness and love and all of these different things, sadness, a lot of different things, we ended up inheriting a pretty large piece of property in the house. Months down the line, and I stood in my kitchen one day looking out the window, and it hit me. We had just received the appraisal on the property and the home that we had inherited, and somehow with that and some of the other little things that had happened along the way in life, we had over $500,000 now. Over that, over $500,000 in that moment. How could that be? How could that happen to me? It really had happened to us. And I laughed. And when my husband came walking in wondering why I was staring out the window laughing, I shared with him what the intention was that I had set and what the realization was that I had just had. And I literally had tears of just simple joy that came to my eyes. I had set an intention and believed that somehow it was truly possible, though I had no idea how, and then I kept going. I kept living. I kept accepting what the universe delivered to my doorstep, and I kept that energy open and flowing. That give and take was in motion. I was in motion. My life was in motion, and I now had over what I had wanted, more than what I had set my intention for, more than I had asked for, because I was willing to accept, willing to receive, willing to get up and move. And today, I want you to take a look and see if you're sitting in front of that test pattern with it buzzing away, waiting for things to come to you. Can you get up and do some little thing that you love? Can you move into the world so that you can meet up with all that awaits you? And I know some of you might say, oh, but you didn't actually get money, and I want money. Well, I can tell you that in another instance, not too long after that, I had raised that amount to wanting over $1 million. And at a point a year or two ago, I had to sit down and go through financial things and make a kind of a overall check-in with where we were with money, with property, with all of these things, as you have to do in life sometimes. And there was something that came up that I had to do that. I realized that we did have over the $1 million that I had set. And that was not just property. Actually, it was over double that at one point that I was looking at. And doubling it was property and it was other things. But there was a fair amount of what I wanted. And you can add in, if you want, and you set your intention that you want a certain amount of cash. Absolutely, you can do that. It can happen. It can happen. You just have to be open to the things that are out there and to how you want to make changes in your life. If you're sitting on your couch watching that test pattern, waiting for things to pop up and change, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. You have to take the action. So keep saying the affirmations, the mantras, doing the visualizations, putting your wish list in play, and everything else that allows you to have the comfort in bringing great things into your life. Just be sure to keep yourself in motion. Keep that energy flowing and ignite the power of the universe. Get up and grab some Fruit Loops and watch what comes your way. Watch what comes your way. It will be amazing. And this week, I want to share with you that I have my program, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, open. We start on Saturday, February 4th, and I would love to have you be a part of it. I will put the link in the show notes to join me. You can join me now. It's an 8-week program, and we'll run through all of the ways, the amazing things that you can do. We talk about intuition, about anchoring, about purpose, about true change, moving forward, making progress, feeling confident, knowing that the blocks are cleared and not in your way for you to get where you want to be. So whether it is changing your business life, changing your career, changing your relationship, changing yourself in general. Maybe you want to lose or gain some weight. Maybe there's something that you just really need to change going forward. And that's where I can help. I guide you in that change. We work with NLP, with hypnosis, with quantum jumping, with that intuition work. We work with all of that to truly make the changes, because you know that I'm going to tell you, because I know it's true, that when you start the change at that subconscious level and you put things in action and you're doing something, anything, once you start working with the subconscious, it is going to start finding ways for you to succeed. It will. So by doing that in this program, you are going to see the results. You are going to have progress. You're going to move through that frustration into flow. And as I love to say, hanging on to your sanity and soul as you go. So come on in and join me. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will meet you right here, same time, next week. I hope today's episode was interesting to you in some way and fun. If so, hey, find someone to share it with. Maybe they need to hear it too, or maybe they'll just enjoy it. If you'd like, go ahead and grab my tips on supercharging your success. It includes a free short meditation to do just that. You can find that at bit.ly/supercharge your success. Until next time, happy day.